this is Georgia and Matt here from eDog.
Hi.
And today we're going to do our live video on all the frequently asked questions that we've been getting from our customers and which we have been interacting with you guys through Facebook and Instagram to try and figure out what you want to hear and what we can tell you to make the whole process of training your dog so much simpler and easier, because here at eDog, we really want to make the training process really easy for you and take all the stress out of everything that you need to do.
That was just to show you that was a Facebook Live.
Yeah, we are live. We are really
There's no
live.
cuts on this one. It's all good. Perfect. So, I guess we'll start with the first question. Were you going to ask me that one?
I was. Okay, so one of the main questions we've been getting from people through our Instagram and all the feedback we've been sending through is, what is the difference between a bark collar and a remote training collar? The words can sound very similar, however they do have quite different reactions as well as purposes and what they can help you train. So Matt's going to tell us here what the difference is.
So a bark collar, very simply, is just to stop the dog from barking. So it's an automatic device you can leave on the dog during the day to stop some nuisance barking when it's happening. A training collar is something that you can control, so you will physically have a remote and the dog wears a collar, and it really helps with training dogs at range. So when they're out at that distance where they sort of, they realise you can't catch them, so you can yell as much as you like, but they're not going to actually listen to you. But with a training collar, you'll be able to communicate with them at really long distances, anywhere up to 1 kilometre, with great ease. So it's a fantastic device.
Yeah, and it's also really great for alternative behavioural problems such as rough play at the park. I know we've had a lot of people come back to us talking about how their dogs have so much fun, however some of them can take it a little bit too far. So this is a great way to interact with your dog without needing to intimidate them. As you said, yell at them when they look at you and they know you're not going to do anything about it, and they can get away with it. So this is something really good, and we've had a lot of feedback from people that it's actually made the bond between their dog and themselves stronger, as it's completely eliminated the fact of needing to yell, be intimidating, go up to them, grab them, pop them back in the car, etc. So definitely do your research on those, because they are a really great training tool. And we've had so many people come back to us saying how thankful they are about them.
Actually had one on Friday, had
there we go.
Fantastic feedback. This is an email that I love getting, because a lot of the time I get the problems that people are facing rather than the positive things. So we actually had a fantastic one on Friday. Someone wrote into us, and the first line was actually, "This has absolutely changed our life." It was a couple who were going for a trip around Australia, and they're actually going to take their, I think it was a dash hound. And dash hound, yeah. And they said they were almost considering not taking the dog for a year-long trip around Australia. So giving it away or giving it to a relative or something like that, because it was just uncontrollable, barking like crazy, and was going to basically get them kicked out of any caravan park they decided to go to. But they bought one of these collars, popped it on the dog, and immediate change. They didn't even have to use it after a few weeks of actually training with the dog. And now they're able to take their beloved dog on the trip with them of a lifetime around Australia. So that sort of feedback, that sort of feedback is really fantastic to have, and just a small snippet of what actually happens. So it's lovely when we actually get some customers coming back and letting us know how it's positively affecting them. Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
Next one?
Yes, we have the next one.
So, what's the better collar for my dog to use? So, well,
as we all know, there are so many different kinds of dogs out there, from tiny to extra large to bigger than extra large. So we would assume you would pick your collar, I suppose, on the breed of dog and the size of dog. We really do recommend having a really good scroll through our website and reading all the product descriptions just to make sure it's what you're looking for. There's a really wide variety of methods that you can use with these training collars to train your dog. However, we do suggest something like a citronella for a smaller dog. It does spray to the lower jaw, so you don't need to worry about any kind of irritations or it kind of hitting them in the wrong spots where they don't need to be affected. Just have a really good read. Definitely get in touch with us if you're not quite sure as to which one's best for you. But just remember that they are really safe, and big dogs that can weigh 45 kilos upwards, some of these training methods are no more intimidating than simply pulling on their collar to get them to come back. So please, don't be intimidated by your options. Give one of us a call. Matt and I are always here to help.
Yep, and the cameraman as well. He's behind the camera.
Yeah, there
You'll
he
also
is.
be speaking to
Yeah,
him occasionally.
he's smiling.
He's smiling. He loves it.
Definitely. Cool.
And I do have another question. Well, we've got quite a few that we're going to go through today. But when do I know if my dog's barking is actually a problem? This is a big one.
Yes.
Because we don't know, oh, should I just let it go? Is it going to be persistent? You know, when is it actually a problem?
And this is quite a big amount of feedback that we have received, that a lot of people are saying, look, my dog has this behaviour, it's really annoying, it's kind of affecting our lifestyles. We want to take our dog places, but we're not quite sure when to step in and do that kind of training. So I suppose one thing you do need to remember is that puppies will be puppies. A lot of puppies do not grow out of that phase until they hit about a year. My dog in itself, he's big. We have to wait until he's about 18 to 20 months to start kind of getting into that adulthood, to realising what are permanent behaviours and what are puppy behaviours.
Yeah.
So have a chat to your local vet and just, see what they say about the behaviour. Some breeds are more prone to barking and nipping, little things like that. Sometimes it's tiny little dogs with short little legs that need to make themselves more known, as they can't contact with you directly with your face, and this is where we communicate with our dogs the most. So don't be alarmed. Just kind of sit down, observe your dog, be fair as well. However, we can't presume that really annoyance, nuisance, barking, jumping, biting is just going to disappear with time. And you'll know as an owner when it is fun and playful, and then when it does get taken to the next level.
Yeah.
I think a big thing with that is if you're hesitant, if you've got your grandparents coming over or something like that, and you're actually concerned and stressed out, thinking, oh my goodness, what is going to happen?
My 60-kilo dog is going to jump on them?
Oh, well, speaking from experience, yeah, exactly. That's when you can just give us a call and get in touch. We honestly have free, friendly advice. There's no pressure. We just want to help you guys and help your dog out. So, just be aware that problem behaviours can occur, and they can occur quite quickly. However, if you do have an elderly dog and they are howling or something like that, we wouldn't suggest that that is a problem behaviour. They could be going blind or going deaf, unfortunately. But just chat with your vet and give us a call, because there are different varieties of products that you can use to train your dog. And the e-collars are a really successful one for that. We have so many different options, so give us a call.
Yeah, perfect. What else have we got?
What else have we got? So now we're going to move to e-fences. So this is some new products we've been getting in. We do have quite a lot in our range. However, we've got some new ones that are really fun and exciting.
Yep.
So another one, a question we've been asked is, what is an e-fence and how does it work? And we want to be very, very clear. It is not an electric fence. It is an electronic fence.
Yes.
So don't be concerned with the E and the dash.
Very easy to confuse it. But essentially, it's a pretty basic system. So you've got a control base station that will be plugged into a power point. You've then got a thin antenna wire that will run around the property. A lot of the time, this is used to keep dogs, obviously, inside your property in a really cost-effective way, rather than putting up a huge fence around your whole place.
Definitely, which can be a massive eyesore for someone like me who's trying to make my house look nice.
A massive eyesore, as well as, just financially a huge cost. So
definitely.
This is, really, really cheap way of keeping the dog within the boundary of your property. A lot of people also keep the dogs out of the veggie patch, out of the garden. Sometimes you might have some plants that are actually not healthy for the dog to consume. And if your dog's prone to eating them, great, easy way of keeping them out of it.
Definitely.
The way that it works, we've got that that fence wire run around the property. The dog wears a collar, and you do a little bit of training to begin with. So you'll need to walk them up to the boundary. Every one of our systems comes with boundary flags, and you'll be able to see exactly, the dog will be able to see where the boundary is, and you can walk them up to it, and they're going to get a vibration on their neck. And then after that, they'll get a small static correction. But they learn within minutes exactly where their boundary is. And then often I've had many reports of customers after, a week or two or even a month of training, the dog actually is fully aware of where their boundary is. Most dogs are extremely intelligent. They know exactly what you want them to do. It's just a bit of peace of mind knowing that when you're out at work or away from the place, that the dog's actually going to be contained, and you're not going to get that call from your neighbour saying, I have your dog again, and that happens often. They're actually safe in your backyard where you want them to be.
Definitely.
So, better for everyone. So that's a little bit on how they work. They're very, very basic. The hardest thing is running the wire, but give us a call and we can give you some advice on that. I've had plenty of floor plans of the property sent to me for me to
Yeah,
draw on
definitely.
and send back.
Yeah, and I've just had a really good read through all the instruction manuals of these e-fences while I've been trying to learn about them myself. And they are really simple. The instructions are so informative, and it really does state everything that you need. So I wouldn't be intimidated by that purchase. It's a great thing to do on a Sunday afternoon. You can get it. You can kind of get it done.
Yeah.
And it's also great. We had feedback from a lady who has just bought a property in an estate, and she actually can't have a high fence in her front yard, but she doesn't have a very big backyard for her dog, just a bricked courtyard. So she's going to buy one of those so she can kind of get the security system, you could say, that she wanted without going against what the estate rules were. So I thought that was a really good idea, something smart and thinking out of the box.
Absolutely. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, cool.
So I think the next question that we got was, are they safe? And I think we've already covered that.
Yes.
They're extremely safe to use. The most important thing with the collars is they're designed to be worn for during the day while you're out. So not to be worn 24/7. 10 hours a day or so is perfect for the dog, and that's the only way that they wouldn't be safe. Apart from that, they're an amazing product, and we've never had complaints about them here at eDog. So.
And at times safer than a normal fence. Your dogs can get stuck in fences,
Very much safer.
especially if you've got a fence jumper, which can definitely occur. Something with a cute, white little picket fence, their paws can get stuck in between. And depending on what safety precautions you've taken, if you do live rurally, I'm sure you have some other alternative methods to keep maybe livestock in and out, or other dangerous animals. So this really is something that you can kind of have a peace of mind when you're away, whether you're at work or just not at home, that your dog is not going to have something that they can get stuck on or their collars can get caught on either.
Correct. It might not be your fence, it might be the neighbour's fence as well,
definitely.
and what they've put up. So keeping them away from that fence line can be extremely important. So, great product, really simple, love it.
Cool. What's the next one, Matt?
All right. So we've got anxious dogs, of course. So what sort of things do we actually have to help with anxiety?
Yes, so anxiety can happen in any age of dog, really, and that can occur from separation. It can occur also from something like fireworks. Some dogs have issues with particular when the mailman comes or the bin man comes. I know my dog gets very excited when the bin man comes, but if you had the opposite effect with that, it could be really stressful for you. So what we have here is a product called the Snuggle Puppy. It's very cute amongst being very practical. It is a beautiful dog about this big. We have lots of different colours in it, so you can also choose one that looks just like your dog. It has a heartbeat inside. I know the old school wives' tale is to buy a ticking clock. I got a puppy recently, couldn't find a ticking clock anywhere. So this is something that you could invest in.
2019.
Yeah, exactly. And it's also a really good little cute cuddle toy when you might not need it to be working at its full capacity. They do have warming pads inside them as well as the heartbeat. So when you pop it with your dog, whether you're crate training, if they're a puppy, or whether they're a little bit older and they just like to sleep all day in their bed or lucky ducks on the lounge, you can just keep it next to them. They'll hear the heartbeat and they'll also feel that warmth. And it's a really big sense of security, whether you're there or not. They have someone that they know is their own, kind of, imitating the heartbeat and the warmth that someone can offer them. Even, if you know through the New Year, Christmas period, there are a lot of fireworks that go around. Just to have it on in your house could be something really good for your dog. We've had so many success stories, haven't we, Matt, about this?
It sounds a bit silly, but it really does work. And it can even help with nuisance barking at times. I've had reports of dogs who are just anxious during the day and they're barking because they're scared and they're anxious and they're worried about you going away. So having something like this is incredible. It's really invaluable.
Highly recommended.
Another one that we got, we're almost towards the end, so
yes,
don't worry. Cameraman's starting to get a little bit shaky there. So any teething issues, obviously this is really relevant for people with new dogs. We've got a ton of fantastic products that George is going to tell us a little bit about.
The one we'd like to discuss today is Nylabone. This is an amazing product which makes these great chewable bones. They're not cooked raw or anything like that. They're a really good chewy fabric that is very durable, and they're actually flavoured. So it's not a big sugary flavour. It's a really healthy bone, which is actually endorsed by vets. And it helps to keep your dog stimulated when they want to bite, because we do have to remember when they are puppies that we have hands, eyes, mouth, feet, everything like that to kind of communicate and keep us busy. However, dogs have their mouth, and dogs associate playing, eating, talking with that same utensil, we could say.
Chicken flavour, bacon flavour, a few others, but we've got
peanut
a
butter.
huge range now. Yeah, peanut butter flavour. We've got a huge range now. It's fantastic. I think one of the biggest in Australia, actually. So.
Yeah, and they come in puppy size, and you can get all the way up to giant. So if you have an older dog that still loves to chew, it can be a really great investment, especially when some of the other dog toys that you can buy on the market tend to break a little bit easier because they're not actually made for this continuous chewing or gnawing, as we could say.
Yeah.
Whereas Nylabone is a great investment. They're really, really well priced. Just to have in your cupboard at least. I know that there are some conversations about what bones we should give our dogs, etc. Whereas this one's just a really safe bet that you don't have to think about twice.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Are we going to go over... We've got one last one. And do you have any... Is anyone chiming in? Any comments? So we're just talking to ourselves on a Monday morning?
It might be a technical issue about three-quarters of the way through.
Do you know what?
But,
my mum's going to be watching sooner or later, so that's okay.
What's the
Because it says poor network connection at the top and just says recording in the corner.
Okay, sure.
Excellent.
That's all right.
So we're talking to ourselves. But that's okay.
Yeah. Well,
We're okay with that?
I'm fine with that. We have one more that we're going to go through. All of these topics that we've been talking about today have been brought up by you guys. So listen carefully, and it's a really great way to, I guess, learn about these products without having to go and read.
Yep.
The next one we have is hyperactive dogs, which I know in Australia we've got some amazing breeds that are specific to us. Something like Kelpies, who are dogs that just run for days.
Border Collies.
Yep, Border Collies, exactly. So we have this amazing brand called Hyperpet, hence it is made for hyper dogs. And they're really great interactive toys. So Matt is going to talk us through what we have. Ta-da!
Put me on the spot there. So we do have quite a few different toys there. I've forgotten a couple of the names of them. So we've got the Throw, which I think we actually showed, the Hyperfetch, which we showed a few weeks back on our Facebook Live. We've also got the tail one, which we did last week.
Yes, we have the doggy tail, which is so much fun. It's so strange and it's so cute, but it's definitely worth getting for your dog. We also have another rubber toy, which you shake up and down and it makes this really cool noise.
Yeah, lots of the squeaky ones. So as long as it's something the dog can play with while you're out, sometimes it's a fantastic toy.
So just head online and
huge range on the website. Absolutely, and all the stock levels should be absolutely perfect. So if there's anything out of stock and you really, really want